The Eventide Labs is the Trials map this week. This is a new Trials map, and in today's video, I'll be showing you how to play on this map specifically in 3v3 game modes like Trials. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way and helps me out in the long run. Also guys, leave a positive comment down below. With that all being said, let's get into it. So I know for my solo queue players, right, Trials is already hard enough, and throwing you on a new map with other solo queues that have never played the map before is very, very challenging and must be really, really bad, especially for, a first time experience. So I completely feel how you guys, feel when it comes to solo queuing on a brand new map. So let's start with lanes, right? We know where the spawns are on this map. You spawn back in spawn C, and then you also spawn in spawn A. Now let's determine the cap points. We know for this map, the cap point will spawn right inside here. I just walked right past it. Right here. And then we know that the other cap point spawns right over here. So, in short, what spawn has the better advantage? Definitely zone A right here. This spawn has a far closer advantage for this zone right here, and also easier mid control to see the other zone. So yeah, I mean, it definitely makes your life a lot easier. We know the other zone is right here, so I mean, you get better zone control when you spawn right there. So how do you play on this map? I'll show you guys some cool tactics you can use for each spawn of the map. So depending on the cap point, let's say in theory you spawn right here. The cap point is over here, right? What do? Well, if you have a long-ranged weapon like a pulse rifle, I'll get into gun suggestions later, you can always peek this lane, because usually people can test this if the cap point's right there. Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can always go through this little door, and then contest the middle, even though the cap point's right there. It does help in the long run, especially because people tend to not know how to play on this map yet, so they peek through the middle. Now, if you really, really want to try something different, you could always go on a nice little flank from Zone A through this map area right here, and then come around through the door right here. Would I suggest this? Yes, if you can pull it off in time. Just remember, your team is probably going to be fighting, so don't leave them alone for too long. Now let's get into this spawn right here. So let's say the cap point is right there. This is where you are at a disadvantage because you spawn all the way back here, a little behind Zone C. To be exact, you spawn right around here. So, what do? Well, you can run through here. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, from my experience on this map in Trials, do not slide right here. This is a terrible angle because it leaves you open right here, right here, right here, and under. Yes, it sounds crazy, but I mean, come on. You have one angle that people can kill you from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 different lanes that people can kill you without you realizing. And I know bad players, or not even bad players, just unskilled or slash, newer players don't pay attention to their radar. So if you find yourself dying to flanks a lot like that, do not push this lane. I would suggest only advanced players to push up here. Now, if you are advanced, what you can do is kind of jump down here, right? Contest the cap point, shoot a few times, if the cap point's there, of course. Now, if they're holding the cap point really well, what I like to do in this kind of scenario is put on a hand cannon or some kind of close range SMG, kind of get close. Now, these things, right, a lot of people don't realize are, there's a spot right here which can allow you to shoot through these little cracks. It's really weird. You have to hold W or a thumbstick. It kind of pushes up like that. But you can see your shots are doing this. And the weird thing is they can't shoot you through this either. So right here is like an invisible barrier for some reason. You can see I'm not leaving any bullet imprints right here. So it's really, really weird. But yeah, you can always do this. I would not advise jumping up and down because you're getting an angle from here and from here. The only people that can shoot you is people from up here. So if you're going to do this, be smart about it. You can also kind of sideswipe like this, crouch, swipe, super easy like that. That gives you a nice little angle. Those are kind of like the primary angles and lanes that you want to play on this map. This map feels more like it was made for 6v6 and not so much 3v3, despite them clarifying it was for 3v3. I feel like this entire arena right here, from here to here, is enough size for this map. The whole inside of the map is a little bit way too big. Now, when the cap points are in here, this glacier, giant glacier right here, is going to be your best friend. So we know, obviously, there are so many lanes and stuff. I have not determined any glitch spots on this map. I know one spot that you can set up is right here. So, I mean, if you hold that little door with a pulse or something, you can always jump up there. There is also a few spots you can jump up on with this little iceberg. One of these icebergs is mantable. I did it earlier. You can't jump up here. Sometimes though, you can jump right up here and it will mantle you on something. I'm not quite sure what. But there are a few out of bounds spots on this map that have not been patched yet and probably won't be patched for a while. Though Bungie did crack down on a lot of things, right? I mean, you can jump up on a few of the glaciers, like right here. I believe there's also a spot. Oh, no, they completely blocked that out, so they did fix that recently. So you can kind of jump up on this right here. You kind of have to get an angle on it. Alright, now we've kind of covered all map lanes and stuff. What do you ideally want to do on this map for game style and weapons? Well, for weapons, it's mainly preference. I like running an SMG, but if I feel like using a hand cannon, I put the hand cannon on, right, and just kind of play those lanes that I showed you. If you're using a hand cannon, this lane right here is going to be your best friend. Sometimes you can always hit a nice little flank on zone B, so I mean, that ideally is very, very nice. Another thing too that I personally like to do on this map is just use something in close range, you know, like an auto rifle, throw on doom marchers or something. Autos are going to be your best friend on this map as well. Autos, pulses, hand cannons, SMGs, and slug shotguns and conditional are going to be your best friend on this map. Auto rifle range, 450s and 600s, ideally. This is perfect range for you. You're not going to need anything more than something that can compete with the lanes like right here. I know autos 450s can also compete from here, so I mean if you're using a prosecutor or something like that, you can perfectly compete against someone using a pulse rifle, though they might get a nice 2 burst on you. Another weird thing that I've been seeing people report is that you can actually jump out of here despite not knowing if that's true or not, because usually you just die every single time. So I'm not really sure if that's true or not. Has anyone actually seen a player do this? I've tested it a few times, but I've yet to been able to actually get this to work. You get a turn back if you jump all the way down here. These glaciers you don't stick on, they're just all barriers, so it's kind of weird. There's no crazy out of bounds spots that I've found out on this map yet, but I know there's definitely going to be a few, and when I find out some more, I will definitely keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, that's how you trials on Eventide Ruins. What do you guys think of this map? Me personally, I'm not a fan of it. Let me know down in the comments. Have a great night, stay safe. On Net, you can find teams that complete different activities like raids, trials, exotic farming, and many more. All the services can be done without account sharing. You don't need to give your login or password. To order a service that you like, you need to choose the self-play option. When you select something that you like, choose your platform. In this case, I play on PC, so I'm going to be selecting PC. From here, to select the self-play option, go all the way down and click self-play. After you're satisfied with what you're going to purchase, add to cart, and then click purchase. After finding out what you're going to want to purchase, you're going to want to go to your coupons and type code HECTIC for a 15% off on all products. From here, type your email so they can contact you. Then choose a payment method and check out. I would highly recommend Diving.net as you can do a lot of awesome things and they have great support.